Hey, let's talk Tesla. So yesterday, what we saw was Tesla blew the numbers out of the water. Well, they actually blew the numbers. They didn't actually do very well. It was a big miss. But look at the screen. The screen shows that the stock is up $6.31. Now listen, after the company had the big miss, after market, it went way down, and then it also went way up to 412 this morning. And now it's back at 395. Let's talk about what I did yesterday, because this is a big question for a lot of people. And that is, all right, this stock was around right where it is now. It was actually around 392 or 393, something like that. And what I did is I went out and I sold 45 contracts at 35 bucks, right? $3,500 a contract, and $12 or $1,200 per contract was the juice. Now, I'm going after the juice, but I also built into the money. I went down to the 370s when the stock was around 390-ish, okay? So I protected myself by 20-something points on just the in the money amount, but I also protected myself with another $1,200 per contract in juice, right? So you add the 12 and the 23 together, and you end up with about $35 per contract. That's all cushion for me. So I want to address this question, because this is a question like, what do you do if your stock goes up? Like, that's the question I get all the time, because in my system, we want the stock to go up. But a lot of you are out there, you've been trained by somebody else, or you've been trained by yourself, and you don't get the concept. And that's okay. I get it now by doing this for this many decades. The concept is counterintuitive, right? If the stock goes up, you're thinking it's going above your strike price, you're losing money, that's going to kill you. Like, you don't get the fact that the stock price is going up on the base position as well. And so that's where I'm making money on the value of the account, if that's what you're worried about. But I'm getting juice is the income that I'm concerned about. That's what I'm doing this for. So let me just kind of prove to you today, not that I need to prove anything to you, but I just want you to understand, because so many of you are trained by somebody else or you're self-trained, and it ain't working. Like, your thought process is wrong. And instead of like opening your brain and going, wow, my thought process is wrong, and maybe this guy is right and I can learn something, you attack. So not every one of you. Some of you are starting to get your brain around it, but those of you that are like resistant to this idea, let me just show you some proof, okay? And so here's the stock up $6 today, right? $6. I mean, it was at $3.90 or something, but it's up $6 from yesterday's close. Look at the P&L. Look at the P&L. Yes, I'm up $16,000 on the base position, and I'm also up $7,200 on the short position, and it's over my strike. How could that be, Mark? How can you do that? Like, you're losing money when it goes over your strike price. Am I? Well, the screen doesn't think I am. The screen says I'm up, $23,000 on this position today. Is the screen wrong? It says $23,969 today on the up, and I'm over the strike price. How can that be? Because I'm collecting the juice, guys. The juice has gone yesterday from when I did this around the same price-ish, from $12 to now $5. And so, like, you get concerned that it's going to go run away. Like, everybody thinks the stock is going to run away over your strike price, and you're going to be left holding the bag, and then it's going to get exercised. And what are you going to do when you're holding this position, and now they're going to take it away from? Like, you have all these fears in your head. And fears hold you back in your life, right? You've got to understand, really sit down and understand the fear. Let me just ask you a question. Who, when you have an option, who has the right to exercise but not the obligation to exercise? Who has that right? The buyer. So if you're holding a deep position here of the 325s on Tesla, you have the right to exercise. They don't have the right to exercise against you. You have the right. Now, if you're holding the 370 short and it's above your strike price, the buyer has the right to assign. Okay? The buyer has that right. But they ain't going to do it. Why? Because they're El Cheapos. They're cheapos. If they wanted to own Tesla, they would have gone out and bought it already. But they didn't have the money, or they didn't want to spend the money. They would rather gamble. And the gamblers are the ones that gave me the 12 bucks yesterday. So I accepted the $12 from them as income, capping my upside. I'm not making that much more money. The only profit I'm really getting today is primarily from the juice. I'm getting a little upside bounce. But like, your brain has to be taken out washed over here and put back in your head so you can understand, hey, Mark, you cannot be making money over the strike price when your stock is going up. Like, you're going to lose your stock. But yet I am. But yet I am. So looking at this, I'm up right now, $23,519. 9,000 of that profit is coming from the gain in the juice yesterday, even though the stock has moved up, and the option has also moved up and moved against me. And $15,000 has come from the base position moving up. So if I closed it out right now, I would have made $23,000 more than I had when I started yesterday. Is it starting to make sense? Is it starting to make sense? Those of you, 99% of you get this, or you're starting to get it, and you're starting to wrap your brain around it. That's why I just keep making little videos and just keep putting seeds in there, because every once in a while you're going to water the right seed and it's going to grow, right? This is not an intuitive system, but it's a system that once you start to get your brain around it, you're like, oh my God, why doesn't everybody do this? And I'd like you to get to that point. But every once in a while I got to slap somebody around because they're like, this, you're going to lose all this money and you don't understand it, so you attack me and you say that this doesn't work. But I'm showing you proof that it does work. So if you attack me on this video, I think the shame on you. You got to point your finger back at yourself, because I've got the proof on the screen that the account is going up, when the stock is going up, when I'm short the call, when I'm deep in the money. All the things that most of the comments circulate around are actually the wrong way to look at things. So are you getting the right way to look at things? Are you starting to say, wait a minute, even if I sell deep in the money, I'm still collecting the juice. Even if it goes above my strike price, I don't get the market's not getting the stock taken away from it. It's sitting there on the screen. Mark's owned Tesla for 4.5 years, never gotten it taken away from me, not once. So if you're really concerned about that, just look at the history. Like, I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you, look, I've owned Tesla for 4.5 years this way. It's never been taken away from me, even though it's been above the strike price half the time, most of the time, I don't know. But a lot of the time, like it is right now, I got the 370s, the stock is at 396. How come they're not taken away from me? How come I'm not getting exercised? Ask yourself that question, and then challenge your own assumptions. Challenge your own assumptions if you're not understanding what I'm doing. Watch a couple more videos and maybe it'll start to click, okay? I hope it does. My job is not to yell at anybody. My job is not to tell you that you're wrong or that I'm wrong or that I'm right or that you're right. My job is to educate and just show you. You could take what you want from the videos that I make and you could say, wow, that's an interesting way to think about something. Or you can look at the videos and go, that bald guy's an idiot. It's up to you. Two people can see the same accident in the middle of the street and have two totally different stories. You get to decide what your story is, right? If you like what I'm putting out here, great. Give me a like. If you don't like what I'm putting out here, give me a thumbs down. That's cool too. But tell me why you're giving me a thumbs down. And don't base it in an assumption that is incorrect, because I'm showing you proof. I don't want you to have assumptions, the what ifs, and thinking that you know more than I do, because I'm not saying I know more than you. I'm saying I'm just showing you proof. So if you want to show me that I'm wrong, why don't you show me proof? Okay? If you like what we're doing here, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, send this to your friends, comment, whatever. I love when people have the light go on. And that's like my biggest fun is to watch your lights go on. And when I hear back from you in the comments that your light went on or that now you're starting to get your brain wrapped around it, that's what I'm in this for. But like, we all should be like really trying to learn and grow together. And that's what I'm all about. So you can see Tesla went up, it's going up today, and I'm making money even though it's above my strike price. How can that be? Well, it's on the screen, and I hope you're starting to get this. Talk to you soon.
Hi, Mark Yagi here, wealth architect and author of this book on my covered call investing system called the Cash Flow Machine. Listen, what you just saw is just one part of creating reliable income of 2 to 4% a month from the stock market. But if it were that easy, then everyone would do it, right? If you want to learn how I create investment income the right way, then you need to learn and have a system with rules and what-if strategies so that you can learn what I do when the market goes against me, what I do when the stock goes against me, how to adjust my trade so that it's always in a winning position, how much to risk, how to build a multi-million-dollar portfolio that creates income of $10,000, $20,000, or $30,000 a month in semi-passive income. And best of all, the whole cash flow machine system takes less than an hour a week to implement. Just go to cashflowmachine.io to learn more, or click this link for more videos, masterclasses, and free resources. See you there.
Hey, it's Mark Yagi, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do that right now. That would be a great favor to me, and plus it helps me get this material out to a lot of other people that might need it. I've got a little bit of a movement going on here, and I want to try to change the world one person at a time, showing them that you can make safe, reliable income from the stock market. And plus it helps to grow the channel a little bit. Also, if you would give me a thumbs up on the video and like it, great. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down, that's cool. But just tell me why you don't like it so I can get better. And then hit the notification bell so you can get these videos as soon as they come out, because a lot of times this is timely information and you want to get that information before it gets stale. The last thing is to join my free Insider Tips newsletter. There's a link below and you get everything in one spot. You get breaking news and analysis also. So that would be great if you could do that too. See you soon.